unless you've been living under a rock for the last 30 years. Of course, this man needs no introduction. Just got done with your conference call, the Bellator conference call between you and King Mo. Heavyweight fight coming up March 31st. Pretty much a roast of King Mo the entire time. But before we get into the real controversy of you and Mo, you're the only fighter that I actually make everybody shut up after the fight's over. Because your post-fight interviews are absolute gold. Like, you come up with the best lines, you've got the best phrases, you've got the best look on your face when a guy asks you a stupid question. Like, it's awesome. You're the only guy I'm like, okay, everyone shut up now, the fight's over. Like, you didn't want us to shut up during the fight? I'm like, no, the fight's the fight. I don't need commentating. But I want to hear what he says after. Do you come up with stuff? Is it just off the cuff? Or do you and Tiki have to sit down and pre-write and figure it out what you're going to say?
Man, I just live it. You know what I'm saying? The only time Tiki tell me what to say is doing interviews lately. He's been like, say this, say that, say this, say that. Tiki pretty funny. You know what I'm saying? But I just like to keep it real, man. Like, whatever I'm feeling, whatever's there. Like, somebody say something stupid, or if I'm really excited, I just act. I'm a big kid, but a lot of times I don't like watching myself. I don't like watching old interviews, whatever I do, because I'm silly, and like I embarrass myself. But when I'm there in the moment, like, who cares? I don't.
So the sport has changed since you got into it. That silliness is what made people want to pay attention to you and watch you fight. Now, though, it kind of seems like the fans and not the fans so much as the promoters and the managers and the agents and the sponsors want a different vibe. Are you finding it difficult to still navigate your way around to be you while still trying to follow their line too?
Well, I think honestly there's a lot of new people in the sport, and not a lot of people are focusing on me and stuff like that. So I got free reign to do whatever I want. You know what I'm saying? No sponsors ever tell me. A couple of sponsors told me I probably shouldn't hump white reporters anymore, but
that was one of the best. That was one of the best things,
But I was like, okay, So, but this is the thing. What I've learned, you learn this even from social media, that you will learn that a lot of people don't have a sense of humor, and that's what it is. Like, you'll be surprised. Like, a lot of people, like, you can tell a joke, and you can post like a funny meme, and a lot of people will. Like, they don't understand the meme, and then you read the comments, like they would say something negative, or they would say something about the meme in a negative. Like, dude, it's just a joke. It's a joke that you can see, like, and so you got to think about that and carry that through life. Like, a lot of people think that I'm cocky because of the way I joke around. Like, it's not me being cocky. It's me just having fun. I want to be more than just a fighter. I want to entertain people before and after I'm in the cage. You know what I'm saying? I don't want people just to look at me just like a fighter, because I'm much more than a fighter. Like, even when I was a kid, I've always grew up fighting. I got like older cousins, and they used to come by my house and they used to kick my ass. And then after they kicked my ass, they would give me Laffy Taffies and stuff, and I would read the Laffy Taffies so make them laugh. You know what I'm saying? They liked it. They enjoy like beating up. I was a tough kid. They enjoyed it. I used to try to make them laugh so they wouldn't kick my ass some more. You know what I'm saying? So it's just how I was. I like making people laugh, and I like kicking people's ass.
You said you want to be known more than just a fighter, and of course you had that great run on the A Team with the movie. Is there anything else coming up, movie wise or television wise, that you're going to be in that we wouldn't anticipate you being in?
Oh yeah, I've done a couple of small movies since then, and quite honestly, since the 18, I'm not going to say any names, but an organization that I fought with didn't want me doing any more movies, and so it's kind of hard for me to get other movie roles after that. Like, don't do any more movies. We want you to fight. And I'm like, but I like movies. So what I've done is my next project is a movie that I created. Story. It's a cool story. It's kind of like a Rambo meets a Walking Tall, and I had, it was my creation. I had somebody write it for me because I don't know how to write scripts, and I'm gonna be working on that movie this summer if everything goes to plan. You know how it goes. Man, we done some TV shows together, haven't we?
Yeah, you and I have, and we're still trying to get Frank Grillo to get the remake of The Raid. He's doing a remake of The Raid, and he wants us both in it, but we haven't heard anything yet because
Yeah, those guys they do great stuff. He's with Joe Carnahan, the director of and that guy is a great guy. I love working with that guy. And yeah, those guys are so talented. They have so many projects, man. It'd be great working with you again. We had a good time on King and the Queen set.
Dude, we had so much fun that day. And then Joe Cano, he also did, he did the A-Team, which is how Rampage knows him, but also he did the Gray. He's done some other ones too, where as I was going through his list, I realized this guy's got all my money. Like every movie he does, I pay. I go to the movie theater and watch it.
You know why? 'Cause Joe is one of us. Joe Carnahan is the alpha like us. He's a man's man. He's fun as hell. He's one of us. He's really into MMA, and this is something that a lot of people don't know. That movie, The Gray, my Hal was the Alpha Wolf's Hal in that movie.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know that he brought me to the studio and recorded my Hal.
I found that out at the Tito Ortiz Chael Sonnen fight because I was refereeing that night, and I actually sat next to you guys. And he told me that when I was sitting there next to him in between my bouts, but I had no idea that's what it was in the actual movie. And then so now it made me go back and watch the movie again. So now he got more money from me because I had to go back and watch the movie again to hear your howl. So it's like it's incredible. This guy is amazing. Hopefully that it comes together. Hopefully we get to work on it. Unfortunately, you're going to be busy. You're going to be running right out of this fight on March 31st, turn right around, have to start making sure you got everything in set for your movie. And then I have a feeling that then the remake of The Raid with Frank Grillo will be being done. We'll be in the middle of that, like at the end of June, July. So you're going to be jammed up for the rest of the summer.
Well, it's good to stay busy and stuff like that. As long as I have time to play video games, I'm okay. It's good.
It's in your rider. You got your chair and your video box has to be in your trailer, right? During lunch.
That's right. Yeah, that's good. I can't deal without my video games, man.
All right, let's talk about King Mo. I got to ask because I always made it up. When I don't like somebody, when I was fighting somebody I didn't like, I had to make it up because I really don't care. I don't care enough about other fighters to either like him or hate him. I just don't unless we work together, drink together, eat together. I don't really particularly care. But for you, it seems like that you and King Mo have a little bit of real heat going on. Is it real heat, or are you making it up to sell a fight?
No, man, you guys can tell that it's weird. I'm not making it up. Like it's footage that goes back before we even fought. It's on the internet somewhere. Like, and you can see me and King Mo, like we had an autograph signed at a Walmart, and then we in the van and shit like. It goes back that far. That was years ago, back when we were both sponsored by the same people. King Mo just has a big mouth, and I can tell he's like a fanboy who wants the recognition, he wants the fame, and so you know how some boxers do. They go and poke at the bear and try to get a fight with somebody because they know it'll be a big money fight for them. And King Mo is smart about that. I think that's how everything got started. And I just got drawn into it, but I don't like people that got big mouths like that, so I wanted to shut them up.
So how are you going to shut them up? Because remember, you've always had an issue with wrestlers take you down and hold you down. They don't want to stand there and bang, but Mo's a wrestler, but he likes to stand there and bang. Do you think after you hit him hard one time that he really feels your power? He's going to want to keep it on the feet?
No, Mo is not going to want to keep it on the feet, even if he's telling himself that he want to bang with me and stuff like that. I don't think he's going to want to keep it on the feet. The first fight, you know what I'm saying, he wanted no part of it to stand up. And like he hit me with his best punches, and it didn't even faze me. So, I don't think he's going to have anything in the stand up ram of the fight. I think that he's going to just do the same thing, go right for a takedown. But this time, I worked a lot on getting back up off my back. Yeah, I have problems. I think I figured out why I have problems with people taking me down so much in MMA. And let's see. I'm not going to talk no more about it. Let's see. I figured it out on the 31st. I figured out what my problem was with because people forget that I'm a wrestler, and the thing is, I'm a defensive wrestler. But MMA wrestling is a lot different from straight up wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Straight up wrestling, you know what I'm saying? I won't be able to I shouldn't be able to take down anybody straight up wrestling. But MMA wrestling, I can take people down, you know what I'm saying? I can defend myself, but just certain people that have certain setups and stuff, and it's just certain mistakes that I was making. And I'm gonna see on the 31st if I corrected it.
How has training camp been? Honestly, you're older. You've got other things going on. It's not like all you do now is fight. You have other projects. You've got a family you got to take care of. You got video games to play. How has training camp been on your body? Have you had to take extra time off during the week to get through that stuff?
But I'm telling you, this has been a long training camp. I'm bad with time, but I'm thinking this training camp been at least 5 months.
That's about right. It sounds about right.
I've been training for 5 months. I've been lifting a lot of weights. But even before I knew I was fighting King Mo, I've been training because I wanted to fight heavyweight. I wanted to put on a lot of muscle because I'm heavier now, and I figure like if I'm gonna be fighting heavyweights, I want to get strong so I can possibly maybe pick them up and slam them if that's opportunity there, and just being to throw them off me or whatever. And so it's been a really long camp, and then something spectacular happened for training for 5 months. I got in shape. I got in really good shape. Now, I'm probably, and training with Paul Herrera, he's been training my heart rate. So it's been a good camp. It's been a great week
Hold on,
running.
hold on. Did you say Paul Herrera?
Paul Herrera
He's still around?
around. He's a great coach, man.
Dude, I fought him like in 97,
For real, you fought him?
98. Yeah, we fought like holy crap. That was forever ago. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, I can't believe I haven't heard his name in forever. I'm so happy he's still around the sport. There's some guys just like Pete Williams. He went off and he was doing chef work for a while. He just moved on to something completely different. It's great to hear Paul's still around. Say again?
Pete Williams.
Yeah, he was in Hawaii here doing chef work. He was cooking and
Right?
stuff.
He's not the guy who knocked out Mark Coleman with the kitchen
Yeah,
sink.
yeah,
Yeah, I was just
yeah. It's crazy. I don't know where he is now. I saw him in Hawaii like 2 years ago. He was working a food truck for craft services for movies, like movies and TV productions and stuff. But it's like he just got out of the sport entirely. Had nothing to do with the sport anymore.
yeah. I saw him at a fight maybe like 5 years ago. I was like, "Hey, what's up, Pete? How you doing, man?" Yeah, he told me he was done.
Out. So Paul is coaching now.
Paul is coaching. He's coaching a lot of wrestlers. He got some pretty good wrestling prospects coming up, and him and Tiki are coaching. They got a little stable of fighters that they're coaching together and stuff like that. And
Oh, he's working with Tiki.
he's working with Tiki, yeah. And
Oh, okay, okay, all
Paul
right.
he's a great coach. He coached me for my last fight with the judo gold medalist.
Really? Jeez, man, that's awesome. So take me through. You said he's training with heart rate, but take me through like 20 minutes of the workout. Like, what's it like?
You talking about the heart rate? Oh, this guy, he makes me like he gets me warm. He makes me warm up, and then what he does basically is he put me on a Airdyne. I used to use one of those Airdyne, the air that shit that would make you or break you. And I warmed up. He put me through like what a fight is. Like sometimes a fight you got to sprint through the fight and you got to do it for 5 minutes. Like he have you at a certain RPM for 30 seconds, and some you got to go for a minute, and some you got to just get it up to 100. You know what I'm saying? He wants you to get it to 90. Just bring that. He just train your heart rate, and it pays off because my last fight, you know what I'm saying. I didn't even get tired, and it was even though it didn't look like I did much, it was just keeping a guy from hugging you the whole time. It gets tiring.
Yeah, yeah. And
We did even more this fight because we figured like we'll have a lot of spurts and a lot of scrambling and stuff from wrestling and stuff.
so I got to ask you. From what I remember, you've always had a really bad diet. Think being a professional athlete, you've always had like a really bad diet. Like you just weren't a guy that you like to eat Southern. That's just how you like to eat. That's how you ate. You know. So did you have to, even though you're going heavyweights, which means you can put on a little bit more weight? Did you have to change anything in your diet to kind of keep the good weight on?
My whole diet. I'm one of the pickiest eaters ever. Just a lot of food that I just don't like, and it's really bad. It's really bad for me. Like, if there's one thing I could change about myself, it would be my taste buds. Like I just don't like a lot of regular food, that everyday food that people like. I just don't like it. So it's always hard for me to choose the foods and stuff that I like and everything. But you know, I just went on a strict diet, and now that I figure out that I have a bad thyroid, I want to go see a specialist and everything. I'm on thyroid medication, and I just trying to eat like really clean to help out with the thyroid problem. And I eat as clean as I possibly can. You know, I don't want to. I think like you see other people that's in shape, they ripped and stuff, and they eat clean and stuff all the time. I don't think I can ever be one of those people because it's just not fun. It's not fun. Like I want to be able to eat where I want to eat sometimes. You see people that's happy and healthy, they live long, but they're not like fitness freaks and stuff like that. And I see a lot of fitness freaks. They don't live that long. You know what I'm saying? They burn up their kidney and their livers and stuff by taking all these protein powders and pre-workouts and all that. They have like gray eyeballs. You ever seen those fitness freaks? They really have like gray eyeballs and their livers and kidneys and stuff all fucked up, taking all the wrong supplements and shit like that. So I'm like, what? I figure like my main important thing is happiness. You know what I'm saying? I train my body for performance and not for looks. So I'm going to eat what I want to eat, and I'm saying when it's time for me to diet, I'm going to diet, and I choose happiness over trying to look good for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Long as girls still liking it, fuck,
Yeah, and that honestly that attitude goes a long way. I just talked to my dad. He turned 79 a couple days ago, and I just hung up the phone with him before Tiki called me, and I was like, "How you doing? Like, how's your body feeling? Like, how's you feeling?" He goes, "You know what? I'm old. 79 is old." He's like, "I'm old, but I still ran 2 miles this morning, and my girlfriend's still 27." I'm like, "What?" Yeah. My dad's got a 27-year-old girlfriend. Yeah. Yeah, so he's like, and I go, what? So, and he's like you, like he's like, if I want scotch tonight, I'm drinking a scotch. If I want to have, a hamburger tonight, I'm having a hamburger. He was just like, I want to live. I want to be happy. I don't want to end up being miserable. And he's still living and still working it.
Yeah, if your dad is 79, he got 27-year-old girlfriend.
Yeah, one of his girlfriends is 27. Yeah, yeah.
He either got a real long tongue or he's like rich as hell. Which one is it?
He's not rich. You got to remember, he's an anomaly. He lives down in you probably don't know this. My dad lives down in Mexico. So he's like the only Black American that's in that portion of Mexico that he lives in. There's a bunch of other Americans, but he's the only Black guy. So he's like the anomaly in the town, and everyone knows him coming and going. They know there's a couple. There's some Dominicans that are down there, and there's a couple of Jamaicans that live down there too. But he's the only Black American, so like he's an anomaly. Everybody loves him. Everybody wants to take him out to dinner. Everybody wants to take him out for drinks. So
Wow.
location, baby, location. It's all about location. If you live in the right spot, you're a hero.
I'm gonna move my black ass to Japan when I get old.
I thought you would. you still have a lot of fans over in Japan. Even though Pride has long been gone, you still have a lot of fans. Do they reach out to you on social network or anything to say hey? Or?
Very very few, very few. I don't think no, they don't reach out on social media. It's very few. Every now and then you see like some Japanese on my social media, but very few.
Yeah, yeah. I figured after you made your next major feature, got your next big co-starring role in a big $100 million budget movie, that you'd be like, "Where's Rampage? Tokyo." All right, I guess that's where we're gonna have to go now.
No, it would be refreshing to move there though because like honestly they like if I'm not wearing anything camouflage nothing they don't recognize me so I can get a lot of privacy there.
And that anonymity is actually pretty nice. How is it now living where you live now in Cali? Is it getting harder in Southern California to get out and about?
Yeah, in Southern California, you don't have much privacy. You know what I'm saying? It is kind of different. It's like MMA is took a big leap. It's really especially since Ronda Rousey and Conor McGregor. Every time there's a new star, they take it to a next level. You know what I'm saying? And guys like you and Paul Herrera and Tiki and stuff like that. You guys were like the pioneers of the sport, and you guys did it before it was even mainstream. And then my generation coming up, and you know what I'm saying, we did it before social media was big, and now it's even bigger. It's mainstream, and the top fighters have like millions of followers on social media and stuff like that. So think about where it's going to be in 5 or 10 more years. How where it's going to be. When I'm like retired and I'm looking back at the new up and coming people and stuff like that. It's the sport is growing so fast, but You know, I just hope that more women come along into sport. 'Cause fighters, you know, even the future fighters, man, we need groupies. We don't get that many groupies like basketball players and football players. We need groupies. MMA need groupies.
We have a few. It's just the problem is that in the NBA, your I think your lightest contract is $500,000. In MMA, your lightest contract is $1,500. What kind of group are you going to get? It's like, and not even talk about like the McGregors and the Rouseys, and the Anderson Silvas. Those guys are making millions of dollars. George St. Pierre and Tito just retired. Like those guys are getting like big paydays. They got groupies, but everybody else, the other 97% are like, they got like their grandma's a groupie. That's all they got.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. You got a point there.
No. Rampage, I know I don't want to keep it on any longer. I told Tiki 10 minutes, already over 20, so I apologize. Man, thanks so much for coming on. I can't wait for this fight to happen. I was hoping that I was going to get called up by the commission in Illinois to be one of the refs on the undercard. It just didn't happen. So I'm not actually going to, I was going to be at this fight live, I was hoping, but now I'm going to have to watch it at home like everybody else, man. I can't wait for this fight. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be a great fight for the fans for sure. But give me a prediction. How are you going to finish King Mo? What round do you think this is going to get done?
I want to finish this fight as soon as possible and as violent and as vicious as possible to make a statement to everybody who think I'm fat and old and out of shape. I want to destroy King Mo.
I like it. Rampage, thanks so much, man. Have a great rest of your training camp. Good luck, and we'll talk later.
Thank you, no problem.